summer has come to Vancouver. What up guys, I'm Mr. U.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, throwback till I lose count. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. I'm gonna live.
Today's video is about a detailed version of the last video I posted, which is how to look for apartment rentals. Now the reason why I'm posting this video is that I'm moving to a new place. Just in case you have not seen my previous video, check out how to look for apartment rentals. Okay, now let's get started. When you decide to move into a new place, the move-in date is always the 1st of the month. You would have to book an elevator on the 1st of the month, but depending on the situation, you could adjust the move-in date if you like. Now we could say 3 reasons that new houses are empty. When the previous tenant moved out early, or when the house is on renovation, or when the owner could not find a tenant. So it's always the best to discuss with the manager and ask if you could move in a little bit early. Of course, there might be extra charges depending on the building regulations. Usually if you ask them to move in a day or 2 in advance, that should be no problem. But if you're moving into a newer building, there are higher chances you would have to pay. Now I've moved into an apartment which was renovated, so it was empty. So I just moved in 2 weeks advance. Of course I had to pay 2 weeks of rent. Yep. Now if you set up a date, you would have to get ready and move out your stuff. Now I found 3 ways of moving out your personal stuff. Number 1, look for car rentals. You can always rent a sedan or a van or a truck, but if you don't have much to carry, you can look for small cars in Moto, Car2Go, or Zipcar. It might not be easy to apply at first, but it could be very useful in the future. If it's a truck that you're looking for, you can look for U-Haul rentals. However, truck rentals always have additional costs such as extra miles and refueling up the gas. So you might have to consider that before you rent. Number 2, look for ads in website. You could look for ads in Vancouver Korean websites. Of course, it's not cheaper than renting a car by yourself. And of course, the cost depends on the distance. Number 3, look for cabs. The closer you move into a new place, taxi is not that expensive. Now if you compare all the options by a cost, I would say from one person perspective, the cheapest one would be car rentals and the most expensive would be the truck. Now let's talk about move-in fees. You would have to pay the building to actually book an elevator. 3 ways of moving fees. Number 1, paying the elevator fee. Number 2, paying the elevator fee plus deposit. Number 3, free elevator fee. If you book the elevator, only you can use it for the limited hours. Usually they ask for elevator fees, but in some places they ask for deposits as well. And from my personal opinion, if you have a lot of time, you don't have to move everything in one day. And this way, you don't actually have to book an elevator. And the reason why I'm telling you this option is that you don't have to book an elevator to order some furniture and get it delivered. That was just my personal opinion. Now, I'll tell you some basic stuffs when you decide to book an elevator. Usually, the building manager tells you how to use it, but sometimes people forget. Number 1, when you book an elevator, the elevator door is always open. And when you have your stuff inside and want to go up, you would have to simply press the button until the door closes. But just in case when this not works, hold the floor button and the close button until it closes. When the elevator is booked, it can only move up and down from the inside. Moving on. When you moved into a beautiful new house, there are some things that you would have to check before. Number 1, take photos of any damages that were made before you moved in and send them right away to the manager. And if there are things to get fixed right away, call the manager and ask them to fix it as soon as possible. If you don't let them know and you move out, manager's gonna ask you to pay for it. And those can be taken from your deposit, which is not cool. Also, I forgot to talk about this in the previous video, which was takeover. I think Koreans and Canadians have a little different perspective when talking about takeovers. Okay, let's talk about Canadians' perspective. So you go and see the house before you decide anything, and if you like to live there, you write a tenancy agreement. And the previous tenant will ask you if you want anything to take over, such as furnitures. This is what takeovers work in Canada, but I think Koreans are a little bit different. The previous tenant want to give away everything from furnitures to kitchen condiments. And this way, you would have to take over things that you don't want to have. And it's not cheap at all, but everything could be in good condition and it could not be so bad, but they're all secondhand, so I don't recommend so much. And a shocking thing for me was that when you move in, you don't write a tenancy agreement. Some cases do write a tenancy agreement, and that's no problem, but no contracts will be sublets, right? Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'm Mr. Wu, and here are some videos of my new place.